Welcome back to Secrets of the Opposite Sex. I'm your host, Tasha Ray, and tonight we're live on YouTube to dive into the juggling act of balancing career aspirations with relationship goals. We have a great lineup of guests, so let's get started. Hey, guys.
Hey.
That was a
Listen, the
I
news
didn't
anchor
say
voice is
hey.
killing me. All right, so why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself? We'll start with you, Stone Stone.
All right. My name is Stony. I currently live in the DMV area, and I'm looking forward to joining this excellent group of other panelists today for this chat.
All right, Mike.
I'm Mike, the wholesome Gemini, and I am excited about being with these distinguished people.
Come on, wholesome Gemini.
Yes.
Karakar.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kari. I'm in Atlanta, and it's glad to talk to you guys again. Hope you're ready.
Gonna get a little spicy, all right? All right. And so, like we do it every episode, we are going to pull questions from the dating and relationship party game, Secrets of the Opposite Sex, which is available on Apple App Store to play from home. So, the first question we have tonight is, how do you manage the demands of your career while nurturing your romantic relationship? Not everybody at once.
Right. I feel like
Andy?
y'all should take the floor. I think y'all careers is probably the most demanding with traveling.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So that means you, Stony.
Oh, wow. All right. So that's fine. I'll jump right in. So, how do I manage it? So, I work a lot. And one of the things that I've learned is when you work hard, you got to play hard too. But sometimes that becomes overwhelming for the person that you're interested in because they just want to chill. And you're like, no, we got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do this. We got to do that. And I'm like, well, I just got back and I just want to go to sleep, or it's
Right.
the opposite. And I want to do everything while I'm home. And they're like, can you just chill for a second? So it's not 50-50 all the time, but you just kind of have to pick and choose your battles, if you will, when it comes to stuff like that, especially when you're working as much as we do. Sometimes you think that you're going out to work for a day and then you'll come back to about 3 or 4 days later, especially with the latest glitch that just happened in July.
Hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say my biggest thing is usually what I've had issues with in the past is when I come home, I don't want to do nothing. I don't even really want to look at you for real. I just want to go to sleep. Like, I don't need to talk to me. I don't need you to judge me on how long I sleep because I'm tired, especially if we've been like hopping time zones and my body just needs some time to get readjusted. So for me, yeah, I feel like I always have to pick somebody that's understanding of that and gives me my time to go through my process. Um, yeah, and then we'll make time. Just let me take my nap first, and then we could do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, just let me take my nap.
Oh,
I just
Well,
want
I
to
think
sleep.
for me, I'm in like the corporate sector of things, and I work from home. So it's like I don't have that kind of like human interaction. So a lot of times during the day, it's like people can call me during the day. I may or may not be in a meeting or text me or things like that. And then after that, we can, try to meet up afterwards. But um, I think just keeping like lines of communication open, I don't like the people who are always like, oh, well, I'm so busy or I was so busy at work, I didn't have time. I don't really like that or believe in that because I feel like you could text somebody, hey, how's your day? Or it's like, dang, did you go to lunch? Like you could have hit me on lunch or something like that. Like, I don't
Right.
know. I just believe in communication. Like there's always forms of communication.
Yeah, if you want to, you would. Groovy, Mike. What say you, brother? Mike.
Oh, her thing is like lagging.
I'm done.
I was Was she done talking?
Yeah.
I don't know why
Mike,
her thing was lagging on
bro,
mine. Like,
we live.
oh, because her thing was like lagging, so it was like when you were saying, like,
Oh,
hey, she didn't finish talking on mine. My
oh, okay.
bad.
That's funny.
But now I'll say, for mine, I think my biggest issue with juggling or demand was not bringing it home with me. Like
Mm,
sometimes when I'd be frustrated with work stuff, I'll come home and literally be talking about it for hours to the point where you're like,
mm,
all right, you gotta let it go. And I'd be like, I
Mhm.
can't let it go. So like that was probably the biggest demand I think was that I just couldn't let it go. Like not, bring off work home and stuff. What was another thing? Turning off working hours. Like when I had my painting business, I would be taking calls at 9 o'clock at night. I'd be
mm,
looking at things, late into the evening, early into the morning. So it really took away from my quality time.
mm. That's fair. That kind of well, the first thing you said kind of is a good segue into the next question. How do you support your partner when they're struggling with work-related stress or burnout?
Ooh, that's a good one.
So
I think
you're on the other end of
it's
this.
I think with me, it's kind of like letting them vent. So just like Mike said, he wants to talk about it for hours. Like we're not going to talk about it for hours, but I do want you to feel like you have kind of like somebody that is supporting you and has your back and things like that. So I kind of want to be like, oh baby, yeah, she was tripping, or or see if there's some kind of advice I can give. But after that, it's just like if you're having a bad day, I would want somebody to like make my day
Mm.
and something like that. Like if I'm having a bad day, you know that I'm having a bad day. Like, hey, let's go out to dinner, or let me cook you dinner, or something like that. Something to kind of lift your spirits, but it ain't got to be bad all the time, you know.
Facts. Motown said, "Do when to sleep." You back now, Mike? You back?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, what y'all think?
I mean, for me personally, I feel like I'm the one that actually brings home the issues because you know how it is, Tasha. We're traveling all the time, and these stories that we get on a day to day basis, no 2 days are alike.
Mm,
And for me, at least if I'm bringing it to them, I just need a listening ear so I can try to move on from it. Now,
mhm,
would I support them with the burnout? Just talk. I might be able to like either help you come up with a resolution or just, be that listening ear because I may not understand exactly what you're doing, especially because, our uh, walks of life or career choices are different, if you will. But at the end of
mhm.
the day, like if we're cultivating and building a romantic relationship, let me know who pissed you off at work so I could be mad at them too. We mad at Sue today? Okay, what she
Mhm.
do? Boo? Like, tell me. Okay, we won't roll up on Sue. What her car look like? Oh, you work from home? That's fine. Let's see. Where she live at? You remember her address? Oh, all right. Like we'll pull up on Sue at the grocery store and be like, "Yo, chill. Like the messages you sending, boo, is not. It's not cute."
As per my last email.
As per my
That's
last
from my last.
email.
We're gonna talk
I
about
mean,
that thing.
I say for me, it's pretty much the same as what they said. Just be listening. Also, don't take the other person's side. Never take the other person's side. You can always
Even if
right.
they dead wrong.
Even they did, yep, Susan did you wrong. Susan was wrong. You not tripping. Definitely learn to listen. Yeah, like Stony said, I think most times I be the one bringing home some of the issues.
Mm,
So when I'm bringing home issues, I just want somebody to listen and just
yeah.
let me get it off, and then also take my mind off of it. Like do something. Like be like, let's go out somewhere. Let's take some shots. Let's do something.
So if you're telling your partner you had a bad day, shit went wrong, and they observe that maybe you brought this on yourself or you were the problem in a situation that happened or you added fuel to the fire, do you want them to tell you or do you tell your person or do you
Not right
just
now.
let them vent and circle back around to or you just forget it altogether?
Circle back around. Don't tell me in the heat of the moment, like I'm really venting. You're like, you was wrong. Like, damn. Like I already came home mad. Like it's me against everybody else, and you already taking their side.
Yeah, it's gonna make it worse.
Make it worse.
That's real. Kari and Stony, what y'all doing? Like, if y'all wrong, do y'all want to be told, or you just like,
Let's be clear. I never mess up at work. I am a stellar. I
Talk
am an
that
elite
talk.
employee. Okay.
Talk your shit.
So if I am venting about something, it's because they did me wrong. But no, I agree with Mike. If I'm wrong, you better wait because then I'm mad at you, Sue,
give
and
it to
whoever
yourself?
else.
Go ahead. Go ask him to cook your
At
dinner.
least a week. Give me a week.
She
If he
said,
was
"You said
right.
give you a week, Kari."
Give me a week. Let it air out. But
Mm,
not too much too soon. Because if you do that, now I'm mad at you and I'm mad at her, and now everybody gotta go. Get out my
everybody
house.
can get it.
Yep.
That's tough.
So,
All right. So, next question. Have you ever had to make sacrifices in your career or your relationship for the sake of balance?
I'm gonna bow out of this question because the answer is no.
Right. What you mean sacrifice?
Oh, okay. So, what? So, you're never sacrificing career to accommodate a relationship?
Would I or have I?
Both.
Have I? No. Would I? It has to. It has to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it don't make sense, then it's like what? Because I feel like I make a pretty good living for myself, and I work hard to get here. So if you are taking me off of my career path, um, you better have a very good. First of all, I feel like we need to be locked in. Like I don't think I could do that for a boyfriend or not even a fiance. I would have to do that for a husband, and he would really have to have a whole plan in play for me. Like I don't want to be, and I ain't never been that type of woman that's going to be dependent on no man. So it's like what? You gotta just lay the plan out. You know what I'm saying? Make it plain. Like I don't mind following a man's lead, but you better lead me
It's got
to
to
where
make sense.
to where the
Yeah.
money is green, not the
See where the
grass, the
money
money.
reside. Okay.
Now, would you do it like say in a marriage it comes up, and someone kind of got to take a back seat and he like maybe it should be you.
I mean, I would love to
Again,
live a soft boy life, so
it
if
would just
someone
have to.
came around, they made that much money, and they're like, hey, what's the girl Tabitha Brown? Like, I would love for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, so you would be comfortable with it in that setting, like as long as somebody bringing home the bucks and we all right.
yeah,
It sound good until she start
like
chumping you,
Oprah,
and she
somebody.
be saying that you need to keep the house clean and why the
No,
kids
find me an
ain't
auntie out here.
fed.
Oh yeah, now you got to be the house husband.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't be on
I,
your
I have no
PlayStation.
problem with that. I clean up, cook. That ain't no problem.
Sound good till it ain't.
I'll be like, I got you. Dinner cooked, sheets is all fresh,
Okay.
sl- slippers at the door.
All right.
I know how to do that, and I still
That
ain't
ain't no
doing
problem.
get a baby.
What you think, Stone Stone?
um, have I done it? Yes. Will I do it again? I'm on the same lines of Kari. It probably wouldn't be as something set in stone. I mean, I was younger then, of course, so it's like, oh, I can miss work to do this or miss work to do that or rearrange my schedule to do everything. And now, you know, I'm trying to make sure I'm financially set so that way if I need to do it or if I want to do it, I'm doing it on my own accord and it's not necessarily a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Uh, the way I kind of want to redirect this question is more not using the word sacrifice, but it's like, are you willing to kind of reallocate some time to spend time with someone versus making a sacrifice? And the sacrifice is huge, and I've done plenty of sacrifices over the years, and I think now where I'm at, I'm just not going to be in that space to do a sacrifice from a career standpoint, because with this election and everything, they talking about how we should not be, hopefully we should not be having to work multiple jobs just to sustain ourselves, and to have to make a sacrifice of that nature to basically take money out of your pocket for the relationship. It's like, if y'all can't meet eye to eye, or if we can't meet eye to eye or face to face, or put our pockets together and figure out what's going to work, then yeah, the answer, I'm with Kari, the answer is no.
Facts. What if it was something like maybe not your career per se, but maybe what if it's like a hobby, or maybe like a side hustle, something that you enjoy doing, and it's like your time to, your me time. Like, and they wanted you to give that up or stop doing that. Would that be something that you guys would give into?
I feel like that's a red flag. If you want me to give up something that I enjoy, something that I'm like, this is my passion, and you're like, nah, you gotta stop doing that for me. I'd be like, then you don't really accept me. You know what I
For
mean? Because like, if it's something I'm passionate about, then it's like, this is something I enjoy doing. Especially if I'm doing it at the benefit for the both of us.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going into a relationship or if you're in a relationship with somebody, you should embrace the things that they like. You shouldn't go in and try to take away things just because it doesn't suit you. Like maybe, and what I'm thinking is like maybe if I was in a relationship and a man was, because I've had this before, he was a promoter, and I really felt uncomfortable with the fact that he was out with all these different women all the time. It made me feel uncomfortable, but at the same time it was making him money, and I knew that the money that he was making he would use and take me out and things like that. But again, it was just like, you got all the women that he's around every single night, but then you also got, okay, well, y'all are having a good time and things like that. But ultimately, that was why we broke up.
that's real.
Mhm.
I
Wow.
feel like I've had guys ask me like, so your little podcast, you still gonna do your little podcast if if we get together and do the thing, and I'm just like, not little,
Right? Slight
damn.
shade on that.
But like, just shit on me twice. Like, all right, gonna do your little podcast. So yeah, I've had people say that, and I'm just like, well, if you want boundaries, cool. Because I feel like I'm a very free person, because I can't get up here and ask y'all to tell me y'all business, and I'm not willing to tell y'all mine. I know we all have like a boundary to a certain extent that we're willing to share. So that's what I would usually say, like, just boundaries, but stop completely. For what reason? People are very interesting.
Yeah.
So the next question, what should you do if you feel that your partner's work schedule is affecting the quality of your relationship? How are we handling that?
I had that too. For the guy, he just worked a lot. Like, he was big in his, I mean, he's big in his industry and,
Mhm.
in corporate, and, you're doing great things. I'm proud of you, but you're traveling all the time. And then when you get home, you're really tired and things like that. And I was just like, dang, what about work-life balance? And, oh, you're up at 11 p.m. sending emails. You can't call me back. You're on these. It was just like, he just had a lot going on. And I was just like, look, let me gracefully bow until you can figure out how I fit in here, because I don't think that there's space for me. And it's like, I don't mind a man climbing the corporate ladder, but I think I really want you to kind of be like this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like me right now, I'm like this. I'm not trying to do this. I'm right here. So I need you right here too.
Is that a conversation that you have kind of up front, like to try to gauge where they're at, like, in their work life? Like, do they have some crazy aspirations that make you feel like, yeah, that's too much for what I'm looking for?
No, I think when you first meet somebody, they tell you, what they're doing. It's like, oh, that's dope. I'm really proud of you. You really like making moves. And then you see you making too many moves. And it's like, wow, this is a lot. Like, I
A
really want
lot
to
going
support
on.
you, but I'm going to support you from the stands. You know what I'm saying? Like back
Mm.
there. So,
Interesting.
Very. So I guess for me, like years ago, I don't think it's ever been an issue with someone working too much, right? Because I mean, with my experience, yes, not only have a life, have a job, be able to sustain yourself, be able to support yourself. But then you have people that literally that you're interested in, they work less. So they're always available somehow, some way, and they have time to do everything else but go to work, and they call out every so often. Like, we work with these people, Tasha. Like, it just baffles me. And that's another like contributing factor just to the relationship overall, because how are you at this point sustaining yourself? How are you, going about your day to day without having to actually be at work? Whatever works for you works for you. But if you have so much time, and then I work a lot, so when I get around you, it's like, well, what did you do today? Oh, nothing. I called out. I wasn't really feeling it. And it's like, oh, okay. what so did you do anything today? Are you looking for a new job? Or yeah, I looked at something, but it's all right. At some point, like the lack of motivation to me is what it becomes a real big turn off.
Yeah, that's pretty.
just turn off.
Like work less, sure, but if you're out there and you're building a business and building a brand, great. Because there are these corporations don't, like, we're just a number to them. And with that being said, if that person understands that and they're just kind of biding their time, you can't tell anybody how to live their life. But you do have to be honest with yourself and be like, is this person going to be like this, like full term, if we decide to take the next step to get married or get engaged or be together? Like, if this is what it's going to be, like they're going to have all this free time and I'm the one that's working constantly. So when I am bringing them something from home, they're like, oh yeah, they're interested in hearing about my day because they didn't do anything.
They ain't got no life.
Yeah, you got to get some motivation to do something.
I feel him on that one. Like, I don't want you to work too much, but I don't want you to work not enough, because then you're up under me. And like, as much as I
Exactly.
love to be up under somebody, I do like that space a little bit. And sometimes I want to hear about your day. And like Stoney was saying, I don't want you to just be like, I ain't do shit. Like, damn.
Facts. Next question. So, how do you handle situations where there is a significant income disparity between you and your partner, and does it matter?
Like he make more than me, that's not a problem.
Damn.
It can only go one way, though.
Okay. Jokes. I mean, I have had situations where I have made more than the person. However, they never let me feel that, right? They still stepped up, you know what I mean? And then I'm not that type of person where I'm just like, I don't care if you make, less than me, I still want to go to Nobu. Like, I we could still have fun. Like, therefore, I feel like you need to be very creative about the things that we're doing. And you know um but I won't demasculate a man because he makes less money than me. But I also don't want you to be like, oh, hey, big money, or you got it. That's a turn off.
Big mama.
Because no, I don't want you to get your hand out my pocket. Okay.
Listen, we trying to
But
be a passenger prince.
But I feel like there's times I feel like a man that makes less than me could, we could sustain. You know what I mean? Just you don't really gotta, you know what I'm saying? Move how you just be responsible with your money. That's all. And
What if
when
it's like a significant, like let's say he's a teacher just starting out and he probably pulling in 25K a year?
I'm not at the just starting out age, so I'm gonna back out from that.
I mean, what if he started a new career? That happens all the time.
25K in Atlanta.
Well, why did you want to do that?
It happens. Sometimes people are forced into career changes. I mean, we are in a recession, so sometimes it's not a choice. Sometimes maybe that's the best option that they got.
That's what's up.
Sorry to that man.
Right.
I was going to say, all right, maybe 50K.
Damn.
At what age?
Oh,
Not at these big ages, man.
I mean, I just feel like at a certain age, it's tiers. You know what I'm saying? Like 50K is definitely 20s. You're in your 20s. Like if you're in your 40s, pulling in like that, like it's like you need to have a side hustle to sustain. Like, where do you live? Like, I would say mowing homes or Bankhead, but it's just like Macon. Like, you can't live in the city of Atlanta. Like, I don't know how we would ever meet. Because I'm serious. Like, not even on no BS. Like, I don't know where we would meet because I feel like where I frequent, I don't feel like I'm meeting men of that particular salary range that I know of. They're not making it apparent. I'll put it like that because Atlanta is.
I was about to say it's Atlanta.
It's some
There's a lot of faking going on down there. Woo.
Yeah, it's some people that's faking for show, but it's also, you know what I'm saying, some people who got plenty of little jugs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I would feel like you just not applying yourself. Like I remember talking to a guy and he was telling me that he was a CMO at a company. I was like, "Oh, you're doing really good." And then he was like, "Yeah, I'm making 75,000." I was like, not at no CMO. I said they're jipping you. And I was like, you're not applying yourself. I said, you're complacent. Next thing I knew, that man quit that job, got a whole new business, got his whole brand together, got him like a few more businesses. He was like, you will never talk to me like that again. But I guess maybe because I had to light some fire up under him. And I was like, you can't be making that amount of money. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, you have a daughter.
I mean, but if that's your profession and that's what you went to school for, that is what they pay.
I felt like I felt like he was settling. And I was like, you're settling and you're complacent with what they're giving you. And I was like, you're a smart guy. You should be applying yourself. And he applied himself.
Now, does this apply on both sides? Like, I know a lot of times in this sense, when we're talking about it, or thinking about the man being the provider, thinking about traditional roles. On the flip side, if it was the woman who was pulling in 25 to 35 a year,
men like that.
Nope.
Yeah, they like to take care of a woman. They want a woman that really needs them. They don't want. I've realized that, and this is just from what I be seeing. A successful woman, even though again, I make a really decent living for myself. So grateful. Thank you, God. However, I still need a man. Like I mean, I ain't never one of those type of people like, oh my God, I don't need a man. You'll never catch me saying that. I don't know. I don't know how to form those words out of my mouth. I need a man. So, but I feel like men probably look at, what I have and they think like, oh, she doesn't need me for anything. She has everything. But I really don't because I don't have a man. So and I feel like they would rather go to a woman that's really like super duper needy, and she needs you to pay this, let me hold, oh, I'm in a bind, Nate. They want them. They don't really want a woman that like, I want you just to have a good time, grow together. Let's go out, have fun. Like I'm at that age. I don't need you for anything. I'm handling it. If you would like to come in and handle things in here, sure. Take this weight off my shoulders. Thank you. But I don't necessarily like need you to do it. I just need you for companionship.
Take a drink on that one.
So I will say this. So in answering the question, Kari, to your point, there are people out here that make, even more than I do. Thank you. I see the
For the
prompt just
question.
came back up the question, but they don't know how to handle their money responsibly. And then you have someone that makes significantly less than I do, and they have everything like just they just have a budget, they know what they're doing. To me, that's attractive. Now, it doesn't even matter. I think I saw like a YouTube clip about that with that pop the balloon, and someone their first question was to them, how much money is in your 401k? Like,
Whoa,
what does that
that's
have to
very
do?
personal.
What
Yeah.
does that have to
Out
do
the
with
gate.
anything? Like, this
Right.
person's obviously living, they're breathing, and like you mentioned earlier, we're in a recession. But at the end of the day, the person answered, it was like, yeah, no, I don't have anything in my 401k. But I understood the fact that that question was even being asked, and I
Yeah.
said, well, that doesn't even make any sense because y'all don't even know each other. But
Yeah.
Right.
I have run into individuals where they have all this money in the bank, but they just somehow always basically robbing Peter to pay Paul. And
Yeah.
then you have this person that, entry level 25K coming on the scene, and they have a house, they have a car, everything's paid off. Like, what would you say to that scenario?
Kari. She's like still hell no. Like
Wait, what? Run it back one more time. You said
So my question was, because I was just running back to what you have mentioned about spending responsibly. Now there are people that are, potentially, I don't know what your pay rate is, but they could be above your pay rate. You know what I'm saying? But they spend irresponsibly versus the ones where if they had like a career restart at 25, the 25K that Tasha mentioned, but they got their car paid off, they got their house paid off, and this is what they wanted to do.
so. He got money, but he just spent it so fast that you don't really see it. But then you got somebody who's very responsible, doesn't make a lot of money. So which one would I pick? Or
Like, would your opinion change in that matter in terms for that matter in terms of, I guess, basically if they're starting over in that direction or not?
I feel like shout out to you if you want to start over. I don't have a problem with you starting over, but I don't have a
So
problem
not
with
in
you
this
starting
household.
over. I don't have a problem. But if you have a spending problem, like if I met a guy and I see that he really like spends money aggressive, like I don't like that. I will say that. Like I do know guys who have a lot of money and then they just spend it like, they going out and they, oh my God, I spent two
blowing it.
thousand dollars this weekend. I'm like, on what? Oh, I went out on drinks and I'm like, that's stupid. But that's a turn off to me. But I wouldn't date them. So because you don't know how to you're not responsible with your money. So to me, when I look at a partner, I have to look at who is fiscally responsible because ultimately if you're going to be leading me, you need to be leading me down the path of responsibility and maintaining a household and things like that. I need to be able to trust you with our finances. Not that my husband gonna go out and you buying drinks for every chick at the bar. Uh-uh. That ain't gonna work out. But there's gonna be the other guy who don't make a lot of money. He don't go out like that because he ain't got it. So he's saving at the house because he ain't got the funds to have fun. And I like to have fun with funds. So I don't know.
That's going to be a little blurb later, a little
Right.
clip. She like to have fun with the fun.
Put that
All
on a
right.
t-shirt.
Yeah,
Me
I
personally,
feel you. But
I'd
I guess
rather.
to answer the question, I was just curious. But to answer the question for me personally, it's not a big issue. But to Kari's point, it's unattractive if you hear them spending money on frivolous things that they don't need to spend money on. And whether they have it or not, at the end of the day, as long as you got yours and I got mine, if we somehow end up together, I just want to make sure that if anything and nothing in this world is certain and anything can happen to anybody at any point. So I just want to make sure the person that I'm choosing, make sure you got me.
And
That
don't ask me for no money either.
oh
Damn.
Is that a question on here?
The man can't get a haircut off you.
No. Because the moment you ask me for something, it's a wrap. It's over with. Because why you ain't got it? As a man, why are you asking me for money?
People go
As a
through
man,
things.
as a man, why are you asking me for money?
People closed mouth don't get fed.
Well, you gonna starve over here, baby.
For me, I'll say for me, I only want to date women who make close to how much I make, or they make more than me, because it's a difference between someone that needs you versus someone that's dependent on you. And I don't want
Mm.
no woman that's dependent on me, where it's like, if I don't pay this bill, your cell phone's cut off. Like I don't want that. So I want someone that's close enough in, to how much I make or more. Because also on the other side, women who make more, they don't have no problem having that conversation of like splitting bills. Some of them do, but not a lot of them, because it's like, this day and age
You
we
want your
live in.
woman to split bills in your house?
If we
Like, if
moving
the
in
woman
together,
moved into your house,
nah, that's different. Because like if you moving in my house, I already been paying this, the rent here by myself. So if you moving in, it's just kind of like nothing increased. But if we go from this space to now we're getting a bigger space, then it's kind of like, all right, we got to help out too.
oh, okay.
And I hate that when people be like, "Oh, if I'm paying a bill in the house, you're a roommate." Like, nah, you ain't sleeping with your roommates.
Mm. So
hmm.
basically, you saying like, ain't nobody getting no alimony up off you. Mm-mm.
Prenup.
Okay.
Down with a
Secure the
prenup.
funds.
I feel like I already got mine written out.
Ooh, very
Ironclad.
important. Mm,
Hey, listen.
I
She
want a
said,
very
prenup.
important.
I ain't one of those type of chicks. I want a prenup. Give me
Hey,
that. I got the
yep,
$4,000
Yeah.
ready to process that prenup, baby. It's
Yeah.
nothing.
got a special pen for it.
Okay. But I feel like that's like the smartest thing to do financially, because even if this shit don't work out, like, uh, even if it don't work out, like, I don't think I want to see how low and how nasty and how dirty somebody can be. I don't want that to be the last taste in my mouth about you. Like, even if the marriage didn't work out, fine. We go our separate ways and let it be that, because the prenup already tells us what the situation is. Ain't no surprises. Ain't no now I want to get you for everything that you got because you made. So yeah, I feel like that's
Yeah,
just like a safety net, and everybody need to do that anyway. When everybody's good and happy, let's figure out like just in case. Ugh, these people are interesting. Okay, so how do you ensure you're prioritizing your relationship amidst busy work schedules? So how you making sure you still got time for your person no matter how crazy life is getting at the
Schedule a
job?
date night. Like, I feel like anybody who I'm dating, I feel like I at least want to see you. I really want to see you every day. But, let's at least do once a week for sure. Like, if we're like dating, once a week, I feel like it's feasible, hopefully. But once you start going longer than that, I got a problem with that. Like a month or 2 months, and it's like now I gotta call your secretary to get on your line. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Get somebody else to do it.
But what happens when that does happen? Because I feel like we especially in extended relationships that do go the distance, it's gonna happen. Like you don't get that date night, and then you look up and damn, it's been a month. Like how do you recover and make sure it doesn't become like 2 months? And you know,
Well, you don't. That's what happened to me and that guy that had a busy work schedule.
mm,
You really don't. Like literally, we would have to plan for something months in advance. Like it was almost it was ridiculous. Like I was like, what?
mm.
I ain't had time for
no,
that. So
yeah.
that's why you got to have like 3 boyfriends. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, not three, child.
three. Yeah.
Got to
Now,
stay
see,
busy.
right. I'm not planning 3 months in advance. However, if
Hell
it's
no.
something big like a concert or something that's coming up, that's different. I feel like that's permissible. But in terms of like on the regular day to day or a date to date basis, I think once every other week, especially if you don't live in the same city as them, which seems to be the case for me most times. But for the most part, if they were here, like Kari said, I would want to see them every day, but and plan a date out and whatnot. And then in terms of prioritizing work schedules, I would just ask, hey, you got anything planned next month? Hey, you got anything planned in the next 2 weeks? Just so I want my dates to be, I mean, not just dinner, but I want to enjoy a museum or a nice movie. And I want to when you get these tickets, I want to be able to sit front and center or on the floor, enjoying the concert versus just, oh, what you doing tomorrow? Oh yeah, I heard somebody like Usher in town. Let's go pop in there and see, and our seats all the way up here. Like, you having fun? So I mean, that's how I mean, for me, that's how I prioritize. I try to plan out everything. Now, does it always work? No, but you have to. I feel like you have to be flexible, uh, given the state that things don't always work out. It could just rain out of nowhere. You get to the restaurant and you don't like the service, and it's like, all right, now we got to find something else to do. So,
Mhm. That's fair.
I think for me, it's just having to sacrifice, sometimes that sleep, being like, all right, I know I'm a little tired, but I had to drink a Red Bull and just push through and make it to the date night.
Mm,
But I guess my,
that's
my, my
real.
question, my real question for y'all is like, how do you balance a healthy, like, sex life with work, like a busy work schedule? Because I think that's, I ain't gonna say the most important part, but you know what I mean? Like, that's the important part.
who's y'all?
From home.
All three of y'all.
You answering that question for yourself first?
I'm
I
asking
know, right?
all
You
of y'all.
start. You posed it. You answer it.
I mean, like I said, sometimes you gotta sacrifice. Gotta drink that Red Bull. Go to the store, get that honey pack. Just be like, gotta push through.
Like I
I
said,
mean,
I work
Check,
from home.
please.
So I don't have those problems.
I just had to take a
ooh,
sip. Yeah,
It's water.
ooh. If I'm real tired, I mean, I roll over to the side. I don't know how great it's gonna be. I'm not gonna. I don't know. Sometimes I mean, is lazy sex better than no sex? I don't know. Like, is it like? Can we still?
I don't get that.
She says she don't get tired.
Talk your shit.
I'm up.
Listen, I see. I don't know. So I worked 2 trips back to back, and I came back from Tokyo, and I was dead for like 2 days after that. Like dead, like in the bed. Like I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want nobody to talk to me. Like, so I couldn't imagine somebody tapping me on my shoulder at that moment. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's why I ain't got no man.
I feel like these days you have to be intentional about having sex. So just like with the whole dating scenario and going out on dates, you don't necessarily schedule a time for sex, but at some point, I feel like you and the person that you're involved with have, let's just call it a connection, right? And so it's like, all right, it's been a little minute. Like, y'all should both be kind of gearing up to prepare to, do without having to figure out when it's going to happen again, especially if you're busy at work or, like in our case, Tasha, traveling. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to plan some stuff out like that. But if you get around this person or the person that you're interested in, then it would be, at least for me, like I'm around them for a couple of days. Now if I'm just literally flying in or driving up just to do what I got to do and fly right back out, then I mean, communicate that. But I don't want it to be a thing where we're so busy that we're not seeing each other, because I'm going to start to feel not only neglected, now it's like, all right, now every time you see me and you're tired
Mm.
or I'm exhausted from work, that you're not making our sex life a priority. Because at some point, that weighs on a person's confidence. It doesn't matter how good they look. me mainly, mostly I'm referring to myself, but in terms of just being in someone's presence and then them not even it goes back to lack of motivation again. At some point now you starting to look elsewhere because your schedule has become the priority over actually scheduling time with that person.
Speaking of scheduling, so would it bother y'all if your person, like, because maybe work schedules are busy and sometimes they conflict, would y'all be cool with like scheduling sex? Like
Hell
we
no.
gonna get it popping Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30, like, or would that be like a turn off, or you just want spontaneous sex if it's gonna
Spontaneous.
I
Spontaneous.
mean, I feel like yes and no.
happen?
Because it's like on one hand, it's just like, why would you, it's supposed to be like, ooh, we in the moment, you know what I mean? And, then you do it. But then it's just a part of me like, well, I know if we're going to do it Monday, then I could, do myself up this way. Or Wednesday, I could do something, it allows me to start getting creative about it. So it just wouldn't seem so like
Mhm.
boring. Because
Like
I
it
feel
gives you
like,
something to look forward to.
yeah, it's like, oh, I know I'm going to get,
Bust it open.
like, I think that would be nice. That would be nice. 'Cause
No, we
now
have a
it's just random.
And I get it about the organic thing. You don't want to always have to plan it out, but at the same time, like Kari was saying, it's like, all right, well, if we actually do take some time to intentionally do it, like we gonna make sure, all right, we about to get it in.
Mhm.
This is gonna be the only thing we doing. We not going to dinner. We going straight to boom, boom, boom. All right, we have smoke a little hookah, have something to drink. Watch a movie, chill out, relax, and then we going to go at it again.
Mhm.
I personally prefer to like for it to be mutually exclusive. Like I don't want to feel like the person has to like throw themselves on you, and then I don't want to feel like I have to beg for it either. Because at some point, it becomes unnecessary, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier about you just want to feel desired, and then at some point when you don't, now it's like, do I look elsewhere or do we end this?
I don't know. Something about scheduling just be like, because if we miss that date, now I'm gonna be mad. Like, damn, we done missed the date. I gotta wait till 2 more days or something. Like, it definitely takes away from the
Not you
spontaneous.
missed it. No, you got skipped. We got a rain check
Yeah,
one of them days.
like you imagine someone give you a rain check for some booty, you be like, God damn. Like I gotta wait. Shit.
Oh man,
Like,
that's
no, but
funny.
how fitting into your schedule, like 6 o'clock. Like, damn. So what if I'm 6:15?
Listen, we all up here talking from a place of privilege because we ain't got no children. So
Shout out to
we
that.
ain't got no reason to be scheduling.
Fuck them kids.
I think I'd be worried if I have to schedule. So if we don't have kids, I think I would be worried because why are we scheduling sex already? But if we have children, that I think that's a whole other different beast set of life things that you gotta take that as it comes. But yeah, if we like still in the thick of things and now we gotta just Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, that's interesting. Mm.
Yeah.
So
I'm
let's
with
leave.
it.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say it's different from me because I'm like, I feel like with me traveling, I'm like, all right,
Oh,
well,
work schedule.
yeah, like I'm not, you
Yeah.
know, going on, these apps to go sustain myself. It's too much out
Mhm.
here. I'd rather just wait till I came back and, and
Yeah.
do what
Guess
I got to do.
you better start using those buddy passes.
The application process is open for several major airlines today.
Not go get your own.
Respectfully, as per my last email.
Okay. All right, y'all. Let's close out the questions with giving a little bit of advice. So, what advice would you give to individuals struggling to find a healthy balance between their career ambitions and their relationships? So, they want the best of both worlds, but They need a little guidance. What we telling the
Does
people?
everybody got
Come
the
on,
same
Miss
box?
Card
I was
Car.
going to go. There she go.
Come on, Card Car.
Right. Here's what I gotta say. Get yourself together first. Okay. Don't be out here trying to date. You know what I'm saying? If you're not ready. If you don't have the funds to date, sit your behind at the house. If you don't have the time to date, sit
Mm.
your behind at the house. Get yourself in order before you try to find you somebody. Because when you
Mhm.
trying to juggle both, somebody is going to miss it
Mm.
there, and it's more than likely going to be the person that you're trying to date because you care about your money or and stuff like that and your career first before you care about this person. So I always feel like get yourself together first and then go date and be intentional when you do that.
Mm.
That's all.
Praise the Lord.
I would
Well,
say date within your tax bracket. Let's start with that. Definitely stay within your tax bracket. That'll help out a lot.
y'all are
Communication.
killing me.
Listen, that'll solve a lot of issues.
Woo.
But also, I think communication is the biggest thing. I feel like the more you communicate with your partner about whatever's going on, whether it's, hey, I got backed up on some bills, so I'm about to grind so that way I can get caught up. I'm trying to get my credit together.
Mm.
I feel like if you communicate that to somebody and they love you, they're mature, they'll understand. And also they'll be like, okay, I can give you a little bit of grace. Also save some grace for yourself. I feel like we give a lot of grace to
Mm.
everyone else, but we don't ever save enough to give ourselves when we're going through things. So I think, like I said, save grace, communication, and stay within your tax bracket.
Yeah.
Mean that.
Damn. Sorry to the people. Woo.
I'm gonna give you people some grace. If you're struggling, find a therapist.
Mm.
You can't unload and dump everything on everybody. I've recently learned that. I've been in therapy for a year and 2 months.
Take therapy.
And
I started last week again.
all right. And
Yeah.
so for me, what I've learned is from just experience that work, especially the type of work that I do, it's a lot. And it's a lot on someone where you come home and you just bring that to them on top of all the other issues you got going on. I take a
Mm.
little part of that, well, a big chunk of it now, to my therapist to kind of work it out. And so if you have career ambitions and goals, people actually want to hear that, especially people you're getting to know. They want to hear like ambitions and goals because it's like, all right, at least you're motivated to do something. At least I know I like to hear when somebody's saying, "Hey, I want to, I'm interested in buying a house so I can have start a rental property or something, or just interested in starting a business that with something that I'm really good at, like with my hands, like with cooking." Like, yeah, like that's great and all, but when you're struggling and you're trying to figure out how to, I guess, maintain for yourself, find a therapist so you can talk to. They don't always have answers. But what I've learned in therapy about myself is that most of the stuff that I've been seeking has been right in front of me this entire time. And
Mhm.
it's just utilizing and accessing my resources. Like therapy now, even through my medical insurance, is free. It's covered. Like I don't have to go out of pocket. So it's really no excuse for me to get my mental health together first
Mm.
so I can get my wealth together later.
Hey.
That's a bar.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hmm. I like it. Anybody else?
How about you?
Right, you didn't answer.
Right.
Mm.
Ugh, okay.
Let's see. I mean, I feel like as I feel like I've told you, I feel like this is a struggle that I've had. sh- Finding that healthy balance between career and relationship because I don't know. I'm so set in my ways. It's so bad, but I'm so set in my ways and I'm so used to being by myself that I like doing what I like to do. So, when somebody comes around and I have to alter that and I can't just I got in from this trip and I'll bounce back when I feel like bouncing back. Now I kind of have to bounce back faster than I normally would because I gotta, entertain somebody else or, roll over, have that lazy sex, right? So things that I wouldn't be doing otherwise. But I don't know. I think I don't know. I need to be listening to y'all on this one. I ain't got the answer on this one. I'm just listening to y'all because clearly I haven't mastered that one myself. So I don't think I'm in a space to give that advice.
That's fair.
It's fair. Yeah.
But
You still
yeah,
talk to someone, honey.
I need to just not sleep so much because why am I always so tired? Um, listen, when I get home from a trip,
Some vitamins.
You got scheduled naps.
like you don't understand. Like I could literally sleep for a whole day when I get back from a trip. Like my body is so discombobulated, especially with age. I feel like younger years, I
Girl, you
bounce back
always
up and go to the club when we was in the 20s. Like it was nothing. Just let me get an hour nap and I'm back.
Yeah, they
A
don't know
day?
TT.
This need like a day, not an hour, a day to get back on the right body clock. Cause yeah, I'm gonna get there one day. I'm gonna get there. I mean, maybe I just need motivation in a man. Like I find the right person, I'll be motivated to
he gonna get you up.
yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe that's it. All right, guys. So we are at this segment where we're going to do story time. So, as we've been doing it this season, we've been taking listener submissions for advice, or I've been talking about things that are swirling on the internet. This one actually came in during the last live, and we didn't get to her. So she said, "Hey, ladies," because last time was the ladies' roundtable. But she said, I could really use some advice. My boyfriend works all the time. And no matter how many times I've asked him to cut back and spend more time with me, he just keeps saying it's only temporary. The thing is, I quit my job to support his career move. So now I'm financially tied to him. And the idea of leaving feels almost impossible. I love him, but I'm starting to feel stuck. What should I do?
Quick question. Did she say her boyfriend?
She said her boyfriend, not her husband, not her
She,
fiance, her
she quit her
boyfriend.
job for a boyfriend.
Hmm.
She love him
It's
deep,
the, it's the
man.
no judgment free zone. No
Well,
judgment.
you right. Only God could judge her, but I got a few things I would like to say. Uh,
Get it off.
first off,
Get it off your chest.
girl, I mean,
Yes.
at this point, you are tied to him. You know what I'm saying? You're tied to
Mhm.
somebody who is not a guarantee.
Mm.
So you should only have moved, quit your job on something that is a guarantee, not something that's a maybe. And now you don't, I ain't gonna say you don't have a life, but you you don't have anything that's keeping you busy because and now he's busy. And if anything, you're going to resent him and he's going to actually probably feel like you're gonna get on his nerves because you at home, you don't got nothing to do. So go get you a job.
Mhm.
Okay, so that you're not financially dependent on him, so therefore you could kind of like be busy and you're not going to be dependent on him. And I'm so sorry if you feel like this is harsh, but girl, you only need to make those kind of moves for a husband. You don't need to be trying to do that for no boyfriend. I don't give a damn on how good the D is or how he painted that picture to you. Yes, that's very nice that he's taking care of you, but God bless the child that has his own. And now you sitting at that house probably with cats and knitting and bored because you don't have nothing that's keeping you occupied and you waiting on him to come home.
Mm.
Child, she was, how old is she? Did she put her age on there?
No, she put her age. I can't really
Mm,
tell from a profile.
child, I can tell by a
I would
profile.
say to
Go
her,
ahead.
she need to she need to sit down and have a real serious
Come to Jesus.
heart to heart conversation about the finances
Mm.
because there may be a reason that he feels like he has to work so much to maintain maybe the lifestyle that they're living. She really need to take into account, like, are we living above our means? Because if he's like, hey, I gotta work in order for you not to work, and for us, I don't know if they live in a house, but live in a house, drive whatever they drive, pay the bills, he may have no choice but to work like that. So I think that she has to sit down, have a real deep conversation with him on some like, hey, what's really going on with our finances? And if the finances are good, but he's still working, maybe she need to find out what's going on at work. Who is he working with? What is his work wife doing?
Not a work wife.
Oh my
Not you
God.
to the other. How would you? I
Well,
wouldn't even
how
think of
we get there?
We like went way.
Cause
Where the work
if
wife
your man
come
spending that
into
much time
it?
at work, cause if
that's
your
what
man
I
spending that much time at work and he don't have to, like I love working hard, but I don't want to spend all my time at work if I don't have to.
or he might be
No,
at
that's
work
good.
so much because he don't like her like that.
I mean, that's true too.
Or he might not
Hmm.
actually be at work.
Whoa, whoa,
I
whoa.
mean,
Well,
that's what I said. She gotta sit down
there's
and
a
have that
theory.
You
conversation.
say a work wife, but
There's
he
a theory.
yeah, like yeah,
Ooh,
I gotta work.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Cause TT at the house getting on his
catch the
damn
tips on
nerve.
that one.
So he had to go, yeah, he the only way is
I mm.
That's what I'm saying.
hate
Like,
I hate that for her.
And
the
then
only
she's her
advice I can
boyfriend.
offer her is find out why is it so temporary? How long has it been?
mm,
And start to make a plan for yourself, whether it's an escape plan or a supplemental plan, like getting another job. I mean, for you to be sitting at home, are you the secretary? Are you supporting his actual company that he created? There are so many work from home jobs that pop up, and take up a new hobby, go back to school. They don't have ICDC college, right?
Oh
But
boy.
they got the other stuff that's out here, that it's primarily online. So my advice to you would be find out how temporary is this situation and make a plan going forward, because something's going to stretch out until, not to say he get hit by a bus or something, but you just, like I said before earlier in the podcast, there is so much going on in this world, and you have no idea when who's coming and who's going. So
Yeah.
you need to figure this out for you, especially if you planning on marrying this person. You're already tied to them financially.
Yeah.
You didn't mention any kids, so shout out to that. Uh,
Mhm.
that's important, and it's not to deter you from wanting to have children with this man, but you all need to communicate exactly what this plan is so you can have a plan going forward.
Yeah. I wish he included in the question like what he specifically did to see if it like made sense for, this bump in, activeness at
Hmm.
work or whatever. But yeah, mm, that's interesting. I just think that's so much to do for somebody that's not your husband. Like you
Right.
haven't made any
Exactly.
lifetime commitment to somebody. So if he drop you like a bad habit, what are you going to do? Like you got to start your whole life over, and it doesn't sound like she's in a position financially to do that. So you're not entitled to anything, cuz at least if you were married and you got dropped, you're entitled to alimony, transitional support. You ain't entitled to nothing but
Food
I bid
stamps.
you adieu. Good job. Like, good luck. I hope it works out for you. Cause that's a I, mm,
I would never. I mean,
yeah.
never say never, but that's highly unlikely.
I
I
mean,
would
unless
be
they got a shared
but
bank
she ain't
account
never,
and she got a little nest egg somewhere, cause
That part.
she
yeah,
ain't never watched that Medea movie.
okay, better have that rainy day fund.
I don't even know how somebody can even paint that picture to me. I don't give a dang on how much money you got. Like I would be like, I'm not about to quit my job, because that makes me think about like I don't know if you saw the video of Cam Newton's ex.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I felt
Yeah.
so. It's like I felt bad for her, but it was like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Because I get it. He took you out to strip club,
I was
and
gonna say
then,
it's not like she had like a corporate job. Like it's not like she was I
yeah,
mean, that was kind of a come up. But go
it
ahead.
was, but was it?
For a while there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she was pregnant every single year that they
Literally.
were together.
That's a lot of
And
kids.
then and then
Your
once he
boyfriend.
basically took her good years and all of her
Mhm.
goods,
Mhm.
made
And
her
scattered her with 4 kids.
undesirable to
Mhm.
other men. You know what I mean? Because what man is really finna come in there with five? Was it 5 kids he got? I think it's
I
5.
think she might have had one, and then they had like 4
Yeah.
more.
So I'm counting that other one too. So because he claims that one, so it's like five
Mhm.
children you know, and then and then she was just saying, "Oh, well, I want to focus on me." Now you want to focus on you? You should have been focused on you. Was popping them kids out for the past 4 years. Like,
I mean, but I think that's a certain type of woman, and not that there's anything wrong with it, because I feel like I've known a good amount of women, especially when I lived in DC, who didn't have a desire to be anything other than a housewife, a mother. Like they literally had no ambitions outside of those two things. Yeah. So if you telling them they ain't gotta work, you could just have this money and you could just be what you want to be, stay at home, be a mom, maybe. That was good. That was good for them.
that would drive
Mhm.
my anxiety up because I would
Come
just feel
on.
like it's
Yeah.
good until, and then honestly, this was good until he got the other woman pregnant, and then she feels like, oh my God, now it's a problem. Girl, it should have been a problem after you was 2 kids in with him and he hadn't married you yet. Why did you need to
Yeah.
have 2 more kids and then for him to go out and have a side baby on you and make you want and basically be like, this is what's happening. You need to basically agree to it. Like that's wild to me. And then he's just showboating around like, I want to have a whole bunch more, like
Like
I
a
feel like
clown.
that was wild to me. Like, I mean, it's like I feel bad for her, but then it's also kind of like, girl, stand up.
I
So
mean, well, maybe better late than never.
yeah, I
She's
was
still
like,
young. She still got her looks. Maybe she seemed like she got some sense about her. So maybe.
maybe.
I mean, because there's some ones that ain't got no sense about them. So that's why I say that. Like, cause yeah, there are some cases where, yeah, they're not gonna end up
We
as
can
well as she
debate.
did in this scenario. All right, so let's move to the final segment, where we turn the tables, and we give you guys the opportunity to ask a question. So you guys can pose a question to the group, and it doesn't have to be related to what we've been talking about tonight, but the floor is y'all's. Let's cheat chat. And we'll open up the comments as well on YouTube. So if you guys want to comment on anything, if you have a question, we'll answer your questions too. Who want to go first?
I was going to say, Kamari, if you had anything to say, but I'll go first. I guess my question is to the group. So, from the last question about just a struggling individual and trying to find, I guess, a life between, well, balancing between a career and a relationship. What do you guys, or and ladies, what do you guys and ladies think that would be a red flag if, say, for example, the person is prioritizing you over work, but you're not really, I won't say necessarily hearing from them, but they're not using communicative tools like texting and phone calls. Like outside of that, what would be a red flag for you to just drop them altogether if they got that busy?
All the things you said, like not hearing from them, no communication,
Yeah, like how long are we going without no
and
communication? Like, is this a
that's it.
day? Is this a week?
What's the limit? What's the limit to you? To you?
I would need to talk to
So
somebody
for
every
me, I feel
day.
like I want to talk to my partner at least once every day.
I think it depends on the level of communication that you establish with that person out the jump. So, whatever it is that we establish out the gate, that's what I expect. But it also has to be a conversation, like, because I can't have my expectations, and because you can't read my mind. Like, if I want to talk to you every day, multiple times a day, all throughout the day, or if I only want to talk to you on the phone, or if I only want to text you, those have to be things that you tell somebody. So,
Mhm.
whatever it is that we talk about, and I tell you, like, this is what I'm comfortable with, then yeah, I expect them to maintain it. But I also understand that, like I told y'all, sometimes I don't want to talk to people for a day or two at a time because I'm sleeping and I'm tired. I'm trying to recover. So I also understand that people have days where they want to be by themselves, they want to be to themselves. So I respect that and give them grace as well, because I can't ask for it and not give it back. So yeah, I take that into account. So, but at the same time, even if it's just a text, you got time to be like, babe, I'm sleeping. Yeah, I'll hit you when I come back out of my slumber.
Yeah, 'cause you got at least everyone got their phone on them. You got at least send a text to be like, I'm recording the podcast at this moment. I can't talk.
Fair. This is true.
That
So I
This
think
is
that
true.
I think it's reasonable to talk every day. Like I think that's not asking for too much. And if you're tired, just say, hey, I'm sleeping. I'm like, all right, respect.
Now, if somebody misses that day, what happens?
Like they just go to I mean, I don't know. If you go 24 hours without speaking to somebody, I feel like that's kind of tough.
you wish me for
But if you
dead.
Really?
start pushing 48, then you
Hmm.
4 days?
that's too much.
Wait,
Like I just
1 day or 4 days? I'm sorry.
One day, I'm saying one day is too
Mm.
much. Like a whole day without speaking,
Mm-hmm.
that's too much.
Hmm.
go a whole day, you
Alright.
go a whole lifetime, and you wish me for dead after that. Because it's like you don't care anything about what I'm
Oh
doing.
my God.
Like you don't want to know if I woke up. You don't care if I had a good day today. You wish me for dead.
But what if something happened? Like, what if you jump to conclusions about some wild shit? Like, this nigga didn't talk to me all day, and this nigga in the hospital, or his kid is sick, or his somebody died, or he just had a traumatizing day, or he got hurt. Like, I feel like people would just jump to conclusions a lot of times without like really thinking about. Sometimes life be lifing. Life don't like for y'all like that? Well, y'all so y'all telling me when y'all are with somebody, y'all have never skipped a day. You've never just gotten your day has gotten away from you. Things have gotten so crazy that you missed your normal communication pattern because of whatever it is that you had to deal with. Y'all was
Life
always
is
on top of
life's for me. It has been lifing quite lifingly
it.
recently. So, but again, every situation is different. Um, for yeah, at least for me, well, for us, Tasha, we travel for a living, and like you going to Tokyo, like when I was going back and forth between India and whatnot, that's a long flight. That's literally a day.
Hmm.
16 hours. You get there, it's the next day, you tired, you don't talk to this person like 2 days or so. It gets confusing after a while. But I agree with you. That's a precedent to kind of set beforehand to say, hey, flight 16 hours. By the time I land, it'll be probably 9 o'clock in the morning for you, but it's 10 o'clock at night for me. I'm going to sleep as soon as I get in, type thing.
Hmm. Yeah. What about
Car.
y'all? Like, ooh,
I'm with Mike. Don't go no day without talking to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cause I feel like I treat dudes like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a job. Like I'm a job. You know what I mean? Like, are you not going to check in with is life gonna life so much that you're not gonna reach out to your boss and tell them that you're late for work, or you're not gonna go in, you're sick or something like that? You would tell your boss that. So why would you give your boss? And the thing is that money is your motivation, but I need to be your motivation too. So if you really like fuck with me like that, you would give me the common courtesy to let me know what's going on with you. Because at this point, like if we dating, clearly my feelings and emotions are getting involved with you. So why would you want to play me out like that? Why would you not care about what I'm doing or even allow me to be in your life to know what's going on with you? If you hurt, I need to know. I would like to know. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like that's rude to me. And I don't like rude individuals. So
Agreed.
your replacement is coming in tomorrow.
so Kari and
I feel
Mike,
like if you got
in
time,
previous relationships, y'all have never like missed a beat. Never ever in all these years, never missed a beat with
I'm
somebody.
Beyonce. I'm always on beat.
You stupid.
Shout out to
Oh,
Beyonce. It's her birthday today.
it is.
Oh,
See?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Always on me.
That's funny. Well, I strive to be like y'all, child, because I be fucking up.
I
Not
can't
on
think of
purpose,
the
but I be
time.
fucking
Like,
up.
what has life really brought me to the point where I feel like if I'm dating somebody, I can't let you know what's going on. Like,
Right. Right.
It's
if
not intentional. Sometimes I should be on airplane mode all fucking day because I don't want
you,
to be bothered.
you,
I feel
you're,
like that's so
you're a
toxic.
different case.
Is that toxic? Damn.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes it's
toxic.
left on airplane mode by accident, okay?
I
And
have
we
done
don't
that
be
too.
having them access to the chargers that
Listen,
I have done that
everyone else does. So the phone
to all the
dies.
people watching, if they put it on Do Not Disturb, they for the streets.
too.
I don't ever have my phone on Do Not Disturb. Like, I might
Just
have it
fuck
on
my
silent.
sleep.
No, I feel like
For what?
I'm scared to do
Who you
that.
hiding from?
I ain't not for nobody. I just want to go to sleep without being
Actually,
interrupted.
Apple did
I'm a
this
light
because
sleeper.
they started this little automatic thing where they tell you when you supposed to be asleep, and it automatically puts you on a D&D or
Mhm.
tell you
Oh,
when
that's
you're
how my
supposed to
phone
be
does. My
asleep.
phone automatically puts
Mhm.
me on like personal mode at 10. Yeah, that's how
Yep.
mine does.
And I push that notification to notify you anyway.
D&D do
I'm
not
that
date.
person.
As you should.
No,
As
fuck
Don't
you
your
even
sleep.
should.
me. Wake up. I'm calling.
That's funny. Damn. Maybe I am toxic. My goddamn, like
Mm-mm.
Tasha, you're not toxic.
Jesus.
Toxic out here.
I'm just I'm like my sleep. I don't
I
know.
care too much.
I care too, but damn, I gotta go to sleep.
You don't care if you put your phone on D&D. You
I
don't
think
care
like
about
if you got
nothing.
time, you got time to check the shade room. You got time to text somebody.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Okay, text. Okay, that's fair. But my whole thing is and this is usually what it is. I don't want to start a conversation that I know I'm not gonna be awake long enough to finish. Because I might text you and then you're gonna be mad because I will literally fall asleep mid-text. Like, or waiting for you to respond. You take too long to respond, maybe you take 10 minutes to respond. Maybe I'm tired and I'm gonna be out by the time you respond back, and you can be like, why didn't you hit me back? So I don't want to start a conversation if I know I can't finish it. So I just don't start it until I know I can. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, that's fair. Cause she'll text me and be like, "Hey, I'm tired. I'm reaching out to you. I ain't forget about you. I got your missed call. I'll call you in a couple days when I'm well rested." And then when we talk, we'll be on the phone for like an hour or so. Just
And that's another thing, because if we talking on the phone, that mean I gotta be on the phone. Like I gotta talk to you. So like if I ain't got the energy, I can't do it. Cause I'm not gonna be listening. Like I'm not gonna be tapped in. And if I want to, and I want to be present. So if I know I can't be my best self for you, I would just like to tell you, just wait for me to get back, and I'll call you then. No,
unless
it
it's
ain't
in
good
a
enough for y'all. Y'all like fuck that. So y'all don't want me. Y'all want to date me, huh?
Bad communicator.
Mm. And the crazy part is, I love to communicate. Y'all know I love to communicate.
Not with your boo.
I mean, well, if I had one, I think I
See?
do. I think I did a decent job, but I think I did like in my most recent situation. We talked a lot. Like we talked a lot, like all day, and then on the phone every night. But when I have flights where I'm not paying $36 for the Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna just talk to you. And by the time I get there, our time difference is crazy, so it probably does become a 24 hours that we don't talk. I mean, but you want me to pay $36 for some Wi-Fi to go across? I'm not doing it.
we
I'm not doing it.
accept
I'm not
Cash
wasting
App,
money like that.
Venmo, Apple Pay,
Unless
Samsung Pay.
unless you want to sponsor my monthly Wi-Fi bill on these planes, you just gonna have to wait
Right.
until I land, child.
Gotta ask
Like
them.
that.
One might say closed mouth don't get fed.
All right.
We accept offerings.
I mean, yeah, I take it if they offering. Then I ain't got no excuse to. I'd be chit chatting my whole life away on that long flight.
Like, how's it going? It's all right. About to suck in that
I ain't got nothing but time for you there. Fuck yeah, off on that joint. Y'all got what's the next question? Who else? Whose question was that? Who lost it?
mine.
Okay. Who got another question? Car, Mike. Where'd Mike go? Mike don't went to sleep again.
Oh Lord.
Gotta bring back comment. I'm gonna leave
Do
that
with the
just for
sleep.
you. I'm gonna leave that just for you.
And look,
You went to sleep again on us while we was talking.
No,
I
my
just said
shit,
that was just for
my,
you. That's just a reminder.
my shit started lagging. I was like, everything was just talking over at once.
Oh, it was okay. No
Uh,
worries. Better now.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I can catch y'all now.
So, what's your question, Mike?
Oh shit, right into it. Okay, what's one of the biggest mistakes either one of y'all have made in a relationship?
Staying too long.
Mm.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I'm low key, sort of, kind of in a situation like that, like right now, which is, a whole part of me like understanding what my boundaries are. I feel like when I first meet men, I don't have a problem establishing my boundaries and letting dudes know like what I am and am not going for. But I think like as I start to develop feelings, then I start, allowing things to slide. And once you
Mm.
allow, things to slide, they gonna ice skate. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And
Absolutely.
it becomes really hard at that point. So I think now a big part of me is exiting out of a situation when it's not aligned with my purpose, right?
Okay,
Um,
that's deep.
and understanding that rejection is honestly like redirection. So you might
Mm.
think like, oh my God, like this is the worst thing. Like I can't believe, this is happening, or, why did I stay so long? Like I feel like everything happens for a reason. So I don't look at time spent as time wasted. I look at it as, opportunity to grow, wisdom, and things like that. But also where I am right now in my life, it's learning to cut things off right at the ankles, not even the knees. Like cut things out, the toes, cut
Yeah.
them off right there so they can't even walk. You know what I mean? So that you don't waste time because
Facts.
that person's not your person. You keep lingering around and staying in a situation that's not breathing life into you, and you probably missing out on your person. And I feel like allowing a person that's not your person to take all of your emotion and the love that you have to give, which you could be
Mhm.
giving to somebody else that actually is open and willing and that is deserving of it.
Facts.
That's what I got for you, Mike.
ooh,
Hey,
that
that
was
was deep. I was saying hard to follow up after that.
yeah. Um, I think the biggest mistake I made it was time as well, but when someone's not being supportive at some point. I feel like when you're involved with somebody for so long, most of their ways about them kind of become numb to. And one of the things, the longest relationship that I was in, I wasn't being supportive. I wasn't being, I would say, not being supported in the right way. Somehow I was always swayed to do things for them. But when it came for time for me to want to do something, I was always deterred away from it. Like, oh, you don't want to do that, or oh, that's a waste of time. Or it's one thing to be a motivator or a cheerleader for things, or just overall just trying to be like a moral compass. But then it's another, it's like, do you not think I want to do stuff too, like go back to school or find another job or get a second job or really do something that I'm passionate about, especially without it affecting my let's be clear, without it affecting my actual income from my daytime job, or as you would say it. But being involved with someone, I would say, and knowing that they're not supportive was the one of the biggest mistakes that I have made. It's just really sad because, like Kari was saying, there are people out there, like your person's out there waiting to, cheer you on, and here you are, you stuck over here in someone's shadow.
Mm-hmm. You ain't lied. Top.
I think mine is not saying what I feel when I feel like I've been wronged in the moment and just holding on to it. Guess I'm gonna hold on to it and hold on to it. And I'm just keep like collecting these little things. And then I'm just gonna dip. And it's not gonna make sense on the other end because I never said anything about it. And maybe had I corrected it or spoke on it the first time, it would have happened again. But I didn't address it the first time and nip it in the bud. So that was a while ago, but still, I realized that was a pattern that I had like in my 20s and early 30s. So that's something that I've like I really have to be cognizant of and make sure that I'm telling people how I feel when I'm feeling those things so we can talk about it then and, have a better chance of it not happening over and over again and me just disappearing.
Yeah, I've gotten better at that too because I am just I'm gonna add stuff up and then I'm a dip. But I feel like now it's like I try to give people a little grace, and now it's like when I
Mhm.
address things. Before it was like I'm coming from you trying to like check you type situation, but now I feel like the way I approach a situation is more from a maybe I'm misunderstanding, so I'm gonna ask you
Yeah.
so that I can understand why you tried this. But I feel like it's always how you say things. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I always try to work on my tone and make sure that I'm saying it, not from an attack mode. But if you come
Mm.
back and you're just, start trying to manipulate me or, turn this around and make this about you and that, like, wait a minute, I'm the one that's wrong and you over here trying to check me about some stuff. Yeah, no. That's when, hurt dog gonna holler.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Facts. Whose turn is it next?
Oh, I got to answer. Oh, my bad. I was asking y'all. I didn't know I had to answer.
That's a good.
uh, Everything that y'all said. I think one of my biggest mistakes in a relationship I made, outside of like, if we being honest, I cheated in a relationship. So outside of cheating,
Not
um,
you, Mike.
I know, I know.
I am shocked and appalled.
No, there was a moment. So outside of that, I think staying where disrespect was tolerated. I think that was probably my biggest mistake. And making excuses for disrespect.
What
Like I
kind of
had
disrespect?
I had an ex that was very disrespectful. Like she would say things that were disrespectful. She would move in ways that was disrespectful. And I would, make excuses for it or be like, nah, it was just this one time.
Did she start
But
off like that?
kinda. I ignore certain signs.
Hmm.
It was
Like
that good.
when you date somebody that's
Is
like,
that good?
listen,
That's
you
wild.
know, you
Oh,
date somebody that's like the mean girl, and it's like at first you're thinking the mean girl is attractive, and you're like, they only that way to everyone else, not me. And then when it turns on you, and you're like,
Ain't
damn,
no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
it sure is. So like staying in those moments definitely making, like I said, making excuses for disrespect. I think was probably my biggest mistake.
I'm glad you got about that jam.
me too.
Barely.
Rough.
Well, what made you stay so long? Because, like, if it was just consistent, what was the final straw that was just like, all right, she went too far with the disrespect. Like, it ain't no
uh,
respect from this one.
oh man. All right, so full transparent. We were living together, right? And she ended up buying a townhouse, and I moved in with her, and her name was on the townhouse, my name wasn't, so it was getting kind of rough one day. So she called herself giving me an eviction letter, like typed it up and everything. Yeah, so I had to call my boys, like, hey, I got to go. So that was
Dang.
the final straw. Was like, oh no, I mean, yeah, it was time to go.
Mm.
Hey.
The
Oh,
signs were there. The signs were there because like even when it came to like decorating the house, I had like no say so.
Because it
I was
wasn't
like, I
your
could,
I
house.
mean, it real that part because yeah, your name ain't on the deed.
but
It
I
ain't
was
your house.
paying, I was paying some bills in there. Like I was helping pay the mortgage.
if y'all don't see Kari's face, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm
Man,
It's
working on that.
you know,
No, that's an
okay.
interesting thing though, because like, what happens if you're not married? you're not buying something together, but you're helping her pay down her mortgage. Granted, you are living there, so is that just your portion of the rent? Because you would technically have to pay rent to somebody somewhere. But like, what happens when you're helping somebody pay down their mortgage and you just leave with nothing?
Yeah,
Your
and I mean,
secret.
it was one of the situations where when we lived in an apartment, I was paying more of the rent, and she was getting her credit up so that way she could buy it.
Oh, so she was putting herself in position to be.
Yeah,
This was toxic. She had a go
she did. She
from go.
did. I should listen to my
Mm.
family too, because my family was like, "Nah, she ain't the one."
You
I was
got
like,
to listen to the people.
I was being hard headed.
They see stuff that you don't see because you see what you see in the bedroom. You don't see that. So gotta listen to the
Yeah.
people.
That's definitely one of the biggest lessons I learned was don't move in with nobody. Your name ain't on the deed, because
There you go. It
Because
ain't your shit.
yeah,
And they could type you up a little paper whenever they want to and say, get out.
typed it up too, like typed it up like it was official on printing paper. It wasn't even
Cold
like
blooded.
She
couldn't
printed
even.
it out.
Yeah, printed out on a printer that I bought. Like, you know how wild that a printer that I bought her.
I
She
would have
wanted to make sure
told
you got it.
Blooded.
I'm
Did
like,
you
you
so,
print it when you left.
no, I ain't take the printer. It's
I would
crazy.
have
I'm like,
told
I need the
you
printer.
ain't printing up shit else.
Okay, that was your last eviction notice on my end.
I
I
think
got
I said, nah. Said, nope,
Oh
never again.
man.
I'll be taking this printer and the ink and this.
Okay. Shoot. Get using that pen and paper again.
Okay.
Man. Okay, so that because I have experienced, and especially since I've been up in New York, like I feel like I've experienced guys who are very attracted to toxic women. Like they'll even tell me stories from their past, and none of it makes sense. And I'm just like, oh, you went
Yeah,
back? Oh, fascinating. One guy told
yeah.
me, um, he was with a girl and he had to have some kind of surgery. And he was like, yeah, I just need you to help out a little bit here and there. And she was like, no, it makes you look weak. It makes you look like less of a man. I'm not going to help you. And it's still like fascinating. Like, why would we know each other after you told me some shit like that in my mind? And I'm just like, y'all
Because when I
just
feel
go
better,
for that.
you can leave.
That's crazy. But it don't matter because she won't take care of them.
I feel like
Because
I'll
you have
nurture
the
you, but
strength
I
to
feel
actually
like
leave.
I guess I'm a little scorned. Like I've had, you know what I'm saying, a dude like take money from me,
Oh,
and I ain't getting into that. But just know, you know.
that's
So now when
hard. Oof.
so now when men like ask for money in any kind of capacity, it gives me the ick. Like I'm just like I
Yeah.
don't I don't I don't want you asking me for anything. Like I get it that because it's like okay, what you need help for? Because if I was getting surgery, like didn't I prepare for that? Was it unexpected? Did you not have a nest egg saved up or money saved?
Oh no. Oh, the example I was given. No, he had an accident.
So it was an
It wasn't an
unexpected.
elective surgery. It wasn't an elective surgery for him. He got hurt. He got hurt doing something, and he, needed help. And she was already living in his apartment. She moved in with him, so she gonna be there anyway with the man.
I mean,
And
was he
she,
paying all the bills before or something? And then she,
yeah, I'm pretty sure he was paying it then too, because she
I mean,
moved
if you
into an
live with
apartment
him,
he already
then
had.
if
But
you
if
live
that's
with
your man and y'all talking
right,
about marriage and having a future together and you need surgery and I'm here in your apartment that you paying all the bills for, like why would I not help you if you're
Right.
recovering from some kind of injury? It's not like you had some elective surgery and you doing some bullshit. Like you got hurt. Even if you were having elective surgery, like what's it
she
gonna
not.
take me a couple days to just make sure you good when I'm here?
Maybe
That's
I'll consider.
crazy.
Like, damn. I feel like if you sleep with somebody, you could at least ask for help.
Right? Because if the shoe's on the other foot, like, 'cause I'll
Help.
tell you something. Having to have surgery and like needing, I feel like that's how you figure out your friends and who's really there for you very quickly. Because I had to have ACL surgery when I lived in DC, and boy, I found out who my friends were very because I had to take my ass all the way back to North Carolina to my mama's house and my daddy's house to have somebody look after me.
Now I found out after
So
the fact.
Oh no, like that was a long time before we was tight. No, but like no.
I was about to
So that's
say,
what I'm
like,
saying. You find out very
me and
quickly.
Stony looking at each other like she ain't talking about us.
Yeah, we not no. Me and Sonny was newly we was that was new times. But like the friends that I had, like, yeah. So you find out real quick when you in a situation like that and you need somebody, you see somebody true colors. But if somebody ever came out their mouth towards me like that, like hard pass, I'm not taking care of you. Like you look weak.
Yeah, I would take care of them. Like I feel like I have definitely a nurturing. I know I'm a nurturer for sure, but I ain't no bank. Like what are we
Well, he
doing?
ain't nobody asked you for money. What you mean?
I'm just saying. I don't know if that was what it was. Like if he's just like, can you help me? Like take care of me. Yeah, like that's a no brainer. Of course.
Yeah, not financially. No, no,
Okay
no.
then.
Because absolutely not. Sorry, you gotta figure
No.
that out.
Yeah. No
so,
way.
Ain't
so
no way.
brother can't ask for like, can you pick up dinner tonight? Cause I can't
That's
move.
dinner is cool.
Yeah, that's not a
So is
problem.
dinner like the
The
cutoff? Like,
utility bill, the rent, and I don't live there. Like what you need. I don't like. Yeah.
so what's
Mm.
like the dollar cap or like what's the limit?
That's why it's zero. I live in New York. I ain't got no spare cash. I ain't got nothing spare for you. I need all
Because
my coins.
what would you do if I wasn't there?
Exactly. Like who would you ask? Go ask them.
Right.
But if, like I said, if we're together and something happens,
Okay, I feel like it depends on
like can a
the
brother get some
level of
groceries?
seriousness of the relationship. Now, if it's like, oh, I'm a cook, I cook dinner. Oh, but I don't have these little things, and I'm still at work. Can you grab this from the grocery store? Yes. Can I? Would I order dinner? Like, grab some dinner on the way over? Yes, that's cool. But asking for an excessive amount of money, what happened? Why? Like, I don't know. I don't know. But then at the same time, I have asked other people for excess amounts of money too. Gave it to me.
Black people.
Sorry is like, this is not funny. This is
She
this
is not here
is
for
not
it.
becoming.
I'm
She
just
said, I'm gonna let
She said,
what you say?
Sorry, said, this is very not demure. This is not
She
mindful.
said, this is not
spicy.
It's not
cute at
cutesy.
all.
This
It's
is
not
not
Spicy.
cute.
cutesy.
That's what it is.
I have though. That's very funny because I was just thinking about that on the flip side. I was like, and he wasn't even my man like that for real, for real. I mean, he was, but he wasn't. But yeah, I don't
Entanglement.
know. I guess it depends on the person because there have been people that I have like I didn't mind or I wouldn't mind. But that's because we were at a different level. So maybe it's like the level of seriousness of the relationship. Like, I gotta know where you live, so I know where to collect. Like, I don't know.
Hmm. Well, there you
Or like, sorry to that man,
She said,
because
stay out of
it's
my
a
pocket.
hard no.
go. And I said what I said.
It ain't no circumstances for that one. What about if it's your husband? Y'all in the marriage, so his money is your money is his money.
Right? What about
Still
shared
no,
bank accounts?
still your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the only exception.
I, I mean, I always say I don't deal in hypotheticals. So, but if it's my husband, I guess I would have to address that situation or whatever that situation then. But I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I just know how I feel right now. And the answer is no. Don't ask me for no damn money. I ain't
Can you
got it.
ask?
I
Can
got
you
it.
ask for?
I
Can
ain't
you ask
get
for
it.
a Christmas gift? Like, what if he asks you for a Christmas gift?
Aw.
Why you ask what?
Can you
Sassy?
get a? He
No.
can't get a. Damn, he can't even get a Christmas gift.
You
Damn,
asking me for a Christmas gift? What you think this is? Do I look like Santa Claus?
it's the
No.
holidays, brother. So the brother can't get a PS5 for nothing. Damn.
Oh
Ooh,
wow.
a PS5 is wild business. No.
Well, what if he
My,
getting you something not like what?
my whole
Oh,
thing is don't ask me for anything. If I'm gonna get it for you, I'm gonna get it for you. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
what if?
oh, you don't want to. Okay.
I mean, even if I was dating a guy for Christmas or whatever, I wouldn't even tell him that I was getting him anything because I'm getting it. I'm getting you what I want to get you. And if you really want to get me something, you're going to get me something. And I'm not going to go and I'm not going to tell you what I'm getting you. I don't want you asking me, like, hey, what are you getting me and stuff like that. I feel like you should know. Like, I want a guy that's going to pay attention to me.
Right. So if he's like, hey, I know you've been looking at some shoes or something,
Then get
like,
him.
like I think it's natural for people to be
I
like, hey,
wear
what do you?
7. Get him.
So if he's like, I wear 12, get him.
I know, and I'm gonna say I know your size. Why are you telling me your size?
So he can't. So your man can ask for nothing. He can't ask for
I know
shit.
what he needs.
Okay. You know what your man
Look,
needs.
I'm just waiting on my husband to come. Like, I got this shit figured out. Like, I'm like, y'all
Okay.
ask me these
So he
questions.
ain't even gonna have to ask,
He's
basically.
not. Like,
Okay. Let me say.
even dudes that I talk to, I know what they need already. Like, one
Okay.
dude, I'm like, okay, he need this, he need this, he need this, he need this. I mean, he need this, he need this, he need this, he need this. You know what I mean? Like, I know what you need already. Like, you don't have to tell me. And you're gonna
I
love
think
it. I'm a great gift giver.
Hmm.
Next question.
it's
I just
ain't
like,
no.
God, just bring me my husband already. I'm tired of playing with clowns down here. They down here fooling.
They wilding.
They out here asking me for money, Jesus. This is your son. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not funny. Anybody else got some questions?
I done told all my little business.
Yeah,
Ain't got nothing else to give.
Girl, you and me both.
definitely learned some stuff.
Nah.
Don't ask for no haircuts.
Learned a lot.
Shit.
Don't ask for nothing.
But I like
no.
how you operate, Kari. This is more of a question. It's more of a salute to you. Very sure, very confident in yourself, and you know exactly what you want. Just a shout out to you. Like that's very important, and it's given me a different just take on dating and just being very assertive, if you will, and just say, hey, no, because you don't have to hurt the person's feelings to be assertive or just by being yourself. And and this is our first time meeting, and I already feel like I've known you. I already feel like I've known you for quite a while. So just thank you for your input, because
Welcome.
I think it's dope. Like, no, you're not, you're not getting a haircut. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Now, for me, I would do that for someone that I like. If I'm doing it for them because I want to, not, to your point, don't ask. Don't ask. Don't call me. Don't ask. What your friends doing? Where if you got people that has been supporting you this whole time, or you got a job, get some extra hours. That's how you get some extra work, get some extra money. So I mean, that's just my take on it. But
Get you some money.
She said you gotta have the funds if you want to have fun.
Okay.
I want to have fun. I
Put
like
that on
that.
a t-shirt.
I need you to come with the money because I'm trying to have fun. Okay. That's all I need you to do. And we're going to live happily ever after, baby.
Mhm.
Just
Latter
don't ask
part.
me for shit.
Don't
Nah.
ask me for. And I mean that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, if y'all are all questioned out, anybody got anything else?
No, this is fun. This is a vibe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always a good time.
Appreciate it. Appreciate all y'all always showing up for your girl. Okay,
I
well then
appreciate
that does
everybody
it
on
for
here.
us. Huh?
I said I appreciate everybody that's on here.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Like,
Mike, yes.
like,
Pleasure to finally virtually meet you. I'm
I
like,
know, right? I'm like, I hope you heard good things.
we'll talk.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
right, well, that does it for us. Join us for another great episode. And thanks to our live viewers for the comments. Don't forget to download the Secrets of the Opposite Sex app to play from home, subscribe to our podcast, and follow us here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Secrets of the Opposite Sex for more content. See you next time. Bye.